All right, good morning, everybody. This is live from the barbecue department at Wannamakers, the epicenter of grilling and smoking in the western suburbs in Chicago, located in lovely, beautiful Downers Grove, Illinois. I am Steve Kress. I am the grill department manager here at Wannamakers, and another week has gone by. So here we are, show number 125. Can you believe it? 125 shows. Can't believe it. Can't believe I would ever do anything for that long. But anyway, so we have done that. So this week we do have a guest again, which is actually great. Hello, Steve, says Facebook user. Nice to see you. If you go in and go out, and hopefully they'll let you just give StreamYard authorization to use your name and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't know who you are. Seems to happen mostly in the It's All About the Barbecue group and more has that problem. And there is Ryan. Mr. Ryan Hoagland is on. He is my co-host on Thursday night barbecue chat on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. So this week we do have a guest this week, new person. It is my good friend. I shouldn't say good friend, new friend, maybe new friend. New friend Mike Starr from Blazing Starr Barbecue, and he has he's been around for a little bit because I know I have seen him out there doing stuff, and I had somebody ask about his products, and it took us a while to get him in. He finally got it in with Old World Spice, where it was able for me to get him a little bit easier, so I didn't have to go to direct. But yeah, here's some of his products right here. So we're going to talk to him about it, see how he got into all this stuff and stuff like that. So we got a couple people on here. Wow, look, I've got a bunch of people. Holy cow. Mr. Man here's, oh yeah, Alaska's in the house. All the way up in Alaska. I love it. The mayor, Fred Dudek's in. Robert Meyer, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you as well. Another Facebook user. Hi, Steve. Craig is here from LA. So we're going all over the place today. Mike is lucky. Michelle O'Gwin. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? Good to see you on as always. Hello, looking forward to Mike Starr. Mike Davis, the man, the myth, the legend. Mike Starr, maybe Job and Life Fire Extravaganza, an epic lift ride. Nice. Ryan says hi to Mike. Must be talking to Mike D. And our good friend Adam over there in Germany. Adam, good to see you on. Good evening to you as well. Let's bring on Mr. Mike Starr. Mike, how are you, buddy?
Excellent. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you got a lot of people on here today. You must have a lot of friends.
I love seeing it. A lot of my friends that were just down at the MBBQA conference down in San Antonio, Texas. So appreciate the support.
Uh-oh, what does he say here? Brian says, I lost sound. Who lost sound? I lost sound or Mike lost sound? See, I told you, Mike, it's always never a dull moment here. And maybe Ryan lost sound. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Yeah. All right. Blazing Starr Barbecue, Mike Davis is, yeah, I'm excited, Mike. I'm excited to talk to Mike Davis. I'm never excited to talk to Mike Davis. So, Mike, yeah, you were on the Thursday night barbecue chat briefly for a little bit when we had Mike Davis on. We were doing the MBBQA show, but now this is your own show, so you're able to do a little bit. Let's talk about you. I was just looking at Michelle. Michelle so that she can hear both of us. So
cool.
I don't know. Maybe Ryan just had a bad spot. So take us back into barbecue. What got you interested into barbecue? Do you do any kind of competitions, or are you just kind of like just a good old cook that makes some good rubs?
Yeah, I'm more of a backyard guy. I mean, that's the way I would kind of describe it. I've kind of been cooking, most of my life. When I say that, more so, once I joined the military right out of high school, I was always the guy that jumped on the grill. So if there was a shop party, squadron party, base housing party in the dorms, I was the guy on the grill. I just loved cooking on the grill, experimenting, trying new things. Of course, as I traveled around the country, around the world, I got to experience a lot of different unique foods and cultures. I'm from North Carolina, so I grew up on salt, pepper, butter, and bacon grease. That was my idea of flavor, growing up, because that's what I grew up on. So my time in the military kind of opened up my palate and brought along a lot of bold flavors that I happen to like. And so I would come back home, couldn't get that exact thing. I mean, I might be able to go to Japan and then come and go to a Japanese restaurant and it would be different. Or I go to Korea or I go to Germany, whatever. It wouldn't be the same. So I would experiment with different seasonings, different sauces, start playing around making my own stuff, and really it was just a hobby. Then fast forward to 2020, pre-COVID, um, we had helped several friends open up restaurants in Las Vegas, and one of them hit me up again and said, "Hey, we got another restaurant we need your help with." Most of the stuff I was doing for them was like security cameras, setting up websites, social media, stuff like that. Uh, then I showed up there. The restaurants before were all Filipino, Vietnamese. This one, when I showed up, said breakfast bar and barbecue. I was like, okay,
Huh.
that's interesting. Ended up being more of American style barbecue with some soul food. So they needed some help in the barbecue side of the house too. And they saw that I'd made posts about making my own sauces and seasonings, just on my personal page. I didn't have no business page or anything like that. Uh, and said they wanted to try one of my sauces. So I brought one of the sauces in that I made from scratch. They're like, "We love it. We'd like to use it in our restaurant." And I was like, "How does that work?" And they were like, "You make it, we buy it." Okay, let's do it.
Wow.
So kind of started that way. And I was making like 5 gallons a week at first, and then it went to 20 gallons a week.
Holy cow.
I had a full time job working 10 hours a day. And, I was traveling. I live about an hour from Vegas. So I was traveling back and forth to Vegas delivering sauces. And, it became a little hectic. And then I was looking for co-packers and stuff like that. And then boom, COVID hit, really put them in a bad spot, lockdown, just like everybody in the country, but Vegas was hit pretty hard, with some of the restrictions and stuff like that. So uh, I said, "Hey, I got some stuff here. I've got good feedback. Let's start promoting it on my channel." Right? Basically, I'd already created a Blazing Star page more to promote for their business. And
Hmm.
then I just switched from promoting their business to promoting my own business. And because of COVID, people were at home experimenting, looking to try new things. And I was a new kid on the block, so to speak.
Well, I can say, you're talking about the flavors you grew up on, and I hate to tell you, but there's nothing wrong with butter and bacon. That's all I can tell
No,
you.
for sure. I still use them. I still use them. But I
Man,
just
that's
enhance them with some little bolder flavors now.
yeah, I could go for some. Yeah, butter and bacon. That's not a bad, and that's not a bad. Carolinas is not a bad area to get hooked on barbecue. That's all I can tell you.
For sure.
So so you came out with the rub line. You were doing most of it just mail order. I mean, obviously you were taking care of anybody that wanted it there, but you were mostly mail order through your website at that time. Because I
I
think I had
was.
reached out a while back
Yeah,
about
I do remember that reaching out, and we were like, my focus wasn't on stores, it was more
right,
on like online. I was really put my focus on online. My margins weren't great, so it wasn't ideal for stores, to
right.
take on my product. So I really wasn't pushing it to the stores. If stores hit me up and said, "Hey, we'd like to carry your products. We've heard a lot of stuff about it," then I would give them my price, and either they would be good with it or they weren't. Right? I wouldn't kind of pursue it at the fullest. But last year that changed. I pushed. We
Right.
started working with Old World Spices, and we were able to get a bigger distribution and get a better margin, and all those good things that happen with growth and business. And retail has kind of been our focus moving forward.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Yeah, if you're already running on a tight margin, then to go to try and do a wholesale market to a store, and then now you're cutting, just to allow the store to make margin, you're cutting your margin. Then it becomes, is it
Exactly.
worth your? So probably a smart choice on your end to concentrate on that your end first before you decided to open up the doors and do the store stuff. But I know when I signed on to Old World Spice and I saw it in there, I was super excited because I know I had obviously had contacted. I don't even know how long ago it was. I know one of my friends that owns a restaurant in Indiana, Chris over at Lucille's Barbecue, was asking if I had ever heard of it, and I said no. So I looked into it, and because he was interested in some of the flavors, and
Nice.
yeah, and I think that's when I reached out to you, and then I said, yeah, I said he's not really doing stores right now, or so. I don't even remember what our conversation was. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't remember either.
it just wasn't ready yet. And he ended up buying it directly from you, which was fine. But he just likes to. Obviously, he's friends, and you know how barbecue friends are with barbecue friends. That he wanted to give me the chance to get it from me first. But
Yeah, for sure.
so I'm glad that he got it from me. He liked it. So I'm assuming he still orders it from you. But I was excited to see that it was an old world spice to that, so I could get it in. But let's talk about a few of them, because I ordered them in, and
Yeah.
I guess I was just excited to get them in. I wasn't even thinking of the names or anything like that. But some of you got Scorpion and Reaper.
Yeah.
As I almost drop it. It's one of these days today. It's Scorpion and Reaper. Now those have Scorpion and Reaper peppers in them. Then.
That's correct. So I came out with the Reaper rub before I came out with a Scorpion rub. I felt it was time. I felt the brand was spicy is kind of my niche, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt it was time to come out with a spicier seasoning, but more focus on the balance of the flavors. So not trying to make it a one chip challenge or something
Right.
that's going to burn your face off. I want to give you the flavor of the pepper, let you get the flavor of the rest of the seasonings that I put around it, right? And then more or less the spice be an accent to the actual rub. When I first came out with the Reaper rub, no one would buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I had good traction on all of my products, so I said, okay, as soon as I come out with this Reaper rub, I'm going to get some traction on it. I didn't get none whatsoever. No one was purchasing it. I think they were scared of the name.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, a couple people on social media posted about it and raved on it, and then it kind of took off from there, and it really hasn't stopped since. As far as the Reaper rub goes, but I had kind of the pepperheads wanted more heat. They were
Mm-hmm.
like, this is good, but I want more heat. So we went back to the drawing board, so to speak, and developed the Scorpion rub. Once again, I still didn't want to make it a one chip challenge, but I wanted to put in some more heat. I didn't want to change the Reaper rub because it was my initial attention with that rub. So we added more heat, but we added more intense flavors. So like it's actually probably my favorite rub, the Scorpion rub, just because of the flavors that are involved in that rub. It's just they pop. They really kind of accentuate each other.
So how much see, because I'm not a heat guy, so I was nervous on it too. The Reaper thing. How hot is it?
I tell you what, I promise you, put it in your hand, right?
I'm gonna
And
do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it right now, because I'm gonna open this bottle, because I
yeah,
like to have samples anyway. We're gonna do it live here.
awesome. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to do the typical, pat the finger. I want you to put
Yeah.
a decent amount in your hand and just put the whole rub in your mouth. And trust me on it. The Reaper is going to be more of a creeper. It's going to come from behind at the end, and the Scorpion is going to be more up front, but not overpowering.
You're scaring me, Mike, just from talking about it. Well, let me go. Well, let me go get my. Hold on one second. Let me go get
You're
my
good.
water bottle, because I need water anyway. But I didn't intend to do this. I didn't intend to do this live on the show, but
It makes it better.
I've
I
never I've
like
never
I like the
attempted.
real reactions.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I tell people if you can't put it if you can't
Mike Davis says I put a whole handful in my mouth and it's perfect. Well, Mike,
yeah.
Mike's a unique. Mike's a unique
He is.
individual.
He is. I wouldn't. That's not actually encouraging,
Yeah, right.
but I
Ryan
do
says
appreciate it,
a
Mike.
screen record time. Yeah, so this is it. If anybody's willing to do so I'm putting it in there. I don't know if you can kind of see. I do have a pretty
There you
good,
go.
decent
That's
size mouth.
perfect.
Okay,
That's perfect.
and you just put the whole thing in there.
Yep. Yep.
All right, there
There
we
you
go.
go.
Well, it is good flavor. There is a sweetness to it, and I bet you it's going to kick back on the end of it. But the first ingredient is sugar, so you're going to get an initial.
Yeah. So it's raw
There's
cane
initial.
sugar, right? So You'll get a lot of people that want to grind that down. Don't grind it down. Okay, the raw cane sugars are in the form that they are in the seasoning, so they can actually kind of melt and glaze over whatever protein you're putting them on. So, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan says I dumped it on the floor first. I did not, Ryan. I put it in my mouth. Actually, no. I hate to tell you that it is. I'm not going to say that it doesn't have heat. But I'm a barbecue heat person, and I hate to tell you that it's a good heat. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not too hot. I mean, I
Yeah.
was scared of that just because I thought because it had Reaper peppers in it that it was going to be.
It's one of those, it'll be more of an addicting heat as time. So let's say you put it on chicken wings, right? The first chicken wing, it's going to have a nice heat, right? Just a nice balanced heat.
Mhm.
The second one, it'll get a little more, right? The third wing will get a little
Yeah.
more. You know, it'll be kind of more compounding, but bring you up in levels, basically.
Yeah, no, that's actually a nice. That's a great rub, everybody. I hate to tell you, that's great. That's a great
Well,
flavor.
I don't hate to hear it.
Wow. Just so everybody talking. Yeah, Ryan says he'll check it out the next cooking class on the 24th of February, which we have here coming up.
There you go.
All right, well, let's try the now how much now is Scorpion? I can feel it.
It's going to be a little more. Yeah. So the
I can
Reaper
still feel it on my tongue.
is kind of creeping on you, whereas this one's going to come across a little more, but nothing insane. It's going to take, like, let's say one step past that Reaper. That one will be more compounding.
AK Barbecue, Mike Starr is hot, but not that hot. Ooh, okay.
Right. It's enough to warm up an Alaskan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I mean, I like the barbecue to have where you have a lingering heat because then you feel like you ate something different. It was like you weren't eating like ketchup or like a hamburger or something. Barbecue should have a little bit of a
spice to it.
Look at Mike Davis. He said the same thing. Why I hate it's a perfect balance. It is a good balance. These are excellent rubs, everybody. I hate to tell you, I should do this more live on video. All right, here we go. We'll see if we can. All right, so everybody can see. I got another big wad full of. Now that's just the Scorpion. Yeah, that sugar makes it awesome. Same thing. You got that nice little sugar in the beginning. So you get a very good sweet bite. Now, will that sugar kind of melt and caramelize a little bit?
It will. So it's not going to burn like a lot of sugars. Its melting point is a lot higher. So what's going to happen is as you go through the cook, it's going to eventually just kind of form like a glaze over whatever, which is going to help marry the seasonings together more too.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, and I can feel the heat. Actually, I must have got some in the corner of my mouth because I can feel a little bit in the corner of my mouth.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get this one more on your lips too. So the Scorpion rub, it'll probably, as you eat with it, it'll have more of a tingling sensation on your lips. Whereas the Reaper is kind of more in the back, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Now I'm getting the heat. I'm getting the heat from this one. There's a little bit of.
Yeah,
but
like
still
I said,
not really.
It's not really
bad. This one I could actually feel like it opened the pores on my head. So
yeah,
but it's not like it's burning my head down to the ground. So
awesome.
No, excellent.
Love to hear
excellent flavors on those.
That's the exact experience that I was looking for. So
yeah, because God, if I would have fell over like dying, running around the store looking for milk, that would have been an issue. No, these are great. I recommend those, especially with the Super Bowl coming up. If you're looking to do some. Ooh, I get that Scorpion's coming out. If you're looking for some a good wing rubs, this is it.
Party wings. Throw it on your bacon wrap for poppers.
Oh yeah, now I can. Yeah, it's all like right.
Yeah, do some smoked cream cheese with it.
Yeah. And then you just have a regular. Then well, what I have, I think you got other ones I didn't order in because I did reach out to you.
So the pork and
I got the pork and rub.
So that's kind of my OG. Like that's my, my base of a lot of stuff that I do. I use it that's my crowd pleaser. Like if I'm cooking for catering party events, It's won multiple awards as a pork and chicken seasoning. But I have restaurants that actually use it on salmon too. Once again, it's got the raw cane sugar, so it creates that glaze. You could put that on salmon, and you don't need a glaze for your smoked salmon. It'll create its own glaze and set up for you. He's
Well, it
feeling
just
it
feels
now.
it feels good. I mean,
Yeah,
it's still warm, but
it's an addicting heat. That's
it's
what I
not
call
as
it.
it's not as scary as the label makes it sound. And it isn't. What other ones do you have? Because I know what you had. There was a bunch of them I know that were listed in Old World Spice. I asked you for what your three most popular were.
Yep.
I think there were a couple other ones in there, or am
So
I
I have
am I
a
mistaken?
yeah. So I have an all-in-one seasoning, which is more of a seasonal. It's a
Hmm.
sugar-free, well balanced seasoning, not heavy in salt, a great seasonal. I have a beef rub also. It's a SPG. I call it SPG on crack. It's got some really
Hmm.
good flavor enhancers that are in there. I have people that use it on chicken, so I think it's probably my most underrated seasoning. I think my beef rub, but and then of course
And
we
then
have
you,
three sauces.
yeah, and I brought in the per your recommendation, and
The
I'm not going
Asian
to open
bang.
this, the Asian
Yep.
Bang. I'm not going to open that to try it. But what
Yeah.
kind of flavors are we looking at with that? I see soy sauces on the label, so it's going to be more
Yeah.
like a
So
Korean
it's
barbecue type of flavor to it.
so it's kind of like Korea meets Philippines with my own little twist. So I spent a lot of time in Asia. My wife's from the Philippines. I lived in Korea for over a year and just traveled all over the Orient. So it's something I played around with. Me and my wife used to have an Asian market 8 years ago, and I used to serve Asian barbecue. And this was a sauce that I developed during that time frame. And like I said, it's not a teriyaki. It's not a traditional sweet and sour. It's just its own little sauce.
So
But
own little sauce. And then what are the other two that you had out
I have an
there?
original and a spicy. So the original is what I started my company with, and it's kind of a more of a traditional barbecue sauce, except once again, it's not regional. It's a little bit of sweet, a little bit of twang, a little bit of smokiness with a little kick, but not one flavor, one note hits you more than the other. It's kind of a very balanced. I think I concentrate with all of my products on trying to make them very balanced so they're not overpowering. And then the spicy sauce, it has Carolina Reaper in it. It's a spicy barbecue sauce. I tell people it says spicy, so
Right, right.
but it's not overpower. It's probably my spiciest product that I have, but I took it to the edge and then backed it off a notch.
But the sauce, how would you say the sauce compares to the Reaper or the Scorpion rub?
Very the original sauce would be a perfect complement to my pork and rub,
Okay.
and the spicy sauce would be a perfect complement to my Reaper rub.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's you do. There's heat to it. There is a little.
yeah. It's
It's
one of those
still
you don't
alive.
get up front. You don't get up front, but it'll hang
No,
out with you.
It's still coming. I got to throw this out for a second.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, really good. I'm not going to pass out or anything. But yeah, no, it's really good. Those are excellent, dude. I'm telling you, if you
appreciate
guys
it.
are doing wings or something like that or chicken, I could even see that on some ribs and stuff like that.
Oh
Do
yeah,
some
great on ribs.
spicy hot ribs.
Yeah,
So how was the you were over there at the MBBQA conference. That's where we first saw each other was on
right. Yeah,
our show for the MBBQA. How did you do over there? Did you do the live fire event?
yeah, sure did. We actually did that. We kicked off the opening night. Me and Jason Peregrine and Michelle
Hmm.
Gwynn went up against Boars Night Out for a little
Okay.
showdown the opening night to kind of kick off. We did a little open fire competition. Unfortunately, we fell short to Boars Night Out. It was close, but they nudged us. And then Friday during the day, I helped out Al Fragoni do his Argentine style cooking for dinner that night. And
Hmm.
then Saturday was the open fire extravaganza where we cooked for the public, and we all did our own little dishes. I did an open face Argentine chicken slider for the event. So I cooked a bunch of frog chickens and made a chimichurri mayo with a grilled chicken and a salsa criolla, which is like an Argentine salsa. So yeah, it
Nice.
was good. It was fun. A great
What
event
did you what
always.
did you what did you and Jason and Michelle cook for the event?
So we did pork belly burn ends or bites over open fire. We
Uh-huh.
also did some scorpion shrimp. Then
Oh wow.
we made some potatoes au gratin and green beans, and
Ooh.
then we finished up dessert. It was kind of a really nice dessert. It was like a dessert quesadilla chip is what we did. So we
Wow.
grilled pineapple with a reaper rub on the
Ooh.
open fire, and then mixed in some apples after it cooked. We cooked down the apples and pineapples with a uh, some cherry wine. That was one of our ingredients that we had to do, and then we put it between quesadilla with some cream cheese, and
Ooh.
then we made a sauce on top with hoisin sauce, my Asian bang sauce, and some honey, and drizzled that over top of the dessert quesadillas. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah,
it
Michelle
was
said
cool.
Michelle said the dessert was money.
Yeah, I thought the
I would
dessert was going to take us over the top. To be honest, I thought that
I
was.
hate to tell you that the pineapple with the Reaper sauce, that's like a sweet there's a sweet heat right there.
Oh
That sounds
yeah,
actually that's actually pretty
it's
sounds
so
pretty
good.
dang good.
It's so good. Yep, try the Reaper or Scorpion on pineapple. I promise you. Actually, all it works great on. You hear tahine. On the mangoes and different fruits and stuff like that. That's the Reaper, Scorpion. They play well with that. Margaritas, Bloody Marys. Doing the rims on margaritas and Bloody Marys, micheladas. Great option too.
AK Barbecue says market that as a sauce, the pineapple Reaper sauce. That
Yeah,
might
yeah.
be
No,
a
I like that. I like that. We might have to come out with a glaze, pineapple
yeah,
Reaper glaze.
that does sound good. So did you get so for the awards of excellence and all that other stuff? Did yours mark any places or
Yeah, we did. Our Scorpion rub did take fifth place in the spicy seasoning. Uh, so
that's not
we
bad.
finally, yeah, we haven't. The spicy categories seem to be interesting because usually spicy seasonings don't win,
Yeah.
which was the case again at this one. So I think I need to move over to like the Scovie wards and stuff like that with my
Yeah.
spicy products, because in the barbecue industry, my spicy seasonings, I don't know, with the judges, I don't seem to score, but with the public usually tends to lean towards my spicy products.
Yeah, I could see as you call them the pepperheads. I call them the hotheads, but yeah, they would love this stuff. If you guys are looking for a hot, and like I said, it's warm. I can still feel a little bit. It's still lingering in there. It's warm, but it's like I said, I'm not sweating or nothing, so it's not like it's gonna like Mike was saying, it's not gonna boil your face off that it's so hot that you're gonna take one wing and then you're gonna be like, this is it, I'm done with it, and then you're never gonna touch it again. This has got some great experimentation with it. Now that you said that pineapple, that sweet heat, oh man, there's tons of sweet heat stuff you could do with this stuff that I think would just be I think this would bring out huge flavors in some of those sweet products.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Mike Davis said the whole plate was perfect. Y'all's whole
Y'all's.
plate was perfect. Y'all's, good job, Mike. Mike's my good old Southern buddy.
Yeah,
Um,
he's good people.
so what? So you didn't win the cooler then? I'm assuming you didn't win the big.
No, I didn't win the big cooler.
Well, I know somebody that works at Icy Tech, Mike there. That maybe he just will get you one just because.
Right?
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on, Mike,
he's
you
a
can do it.
he's a veteran owned company, right?
Yeah.
They're a veteran owned company.
I forgot to ask you when you were mentioning it. What branch were you in?
Air Force. Yeah, 21
Oh, you're
years and yeah, 21 years in the Air Force. So fun times.
wow! Congratulations! Thank you for doing that. That's awesome. That there's people out like you out there that will make that kind of a commitment because I know I won't. Not that I
Well,
don't love the country. It's just that
it
it's a commitment, and it's just a commitment that I'm not that kind of a person.
growing
I'm
up,
glad they're
growing up where I was, I mean, it was an option. There was a lot of factory jobs, and it was the best decision I ever made. I got fortunate. Hey, I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't have taken that path. So
yeah. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who's willing to volunteer and give their time to do any kind of a military service, and even if you want to, even if they end up making it a career, I am always thankful for those people out there that want to do that, because I know it's not a career path that I would have chosen, just because it's just not my thing. But so I'm always thankful that there's people out there that are willing to make that commitment to making sure the rest of us can do what
for
we want.
sure, for sure.
Well, you know what you got to do is I don't know if you've talked to some of the guys, but a good friend here that does the classes here. His name is Sean Young. He runs Mission 0 hours up here in Chicago, and that's in the late September. But he does a thing called Battle of the Branches. I
Yeah,
know
yeah. I think
Sterling
Sterling. Yeah, Smith.
Sterling
Yeah,
was in it
yep.
last year. So it might be something you might want to look into to come up and do
Yeah,
that. I
definitely.
know.
I'm always looking to get out there and do more stuff, especially around the country, as much as possible now. So yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll do is I'll forward him your information, and you guys can talk and chat and see what works out. And but yeah, it was actually kind of neat. And I think as Sterling and I were talking last week, Team Air Force ended up winning at Saluting with Smoke, which was last September, and then I think they went out to the World Food Competition, and then Team Air Force ended up winning
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
thing. So.
yeah.
Uh,
They did well. Yeah, they did really well.
so what are your plans for the future? You got any new sauces, new rubs, new anything coming out? You
We
going to
definitely
Memphis in
have.
May?
We do have some new stuff that we're kind of working on, but more or less kind of letting some of our current stuff, gain its traction, especially with some new retail launches. I will be at Memphis in May, potentially on a couple of capacities right now. I'm going to be doing some cooking demos with Home Depot for sure, helping out a couple companies, plus help promote my own products at the same time frame. I think there might be an option for another open fire extravaganza, so to speak, possibly. There's some whispers, so we'll see what may happen in Memphis in May.
Very
A
cool.
lot of stuff going on, so we'll see there. I mean, we're looking to really just get on the road and do more in-person stuff. To be honest, we're in the past I've done more. It's been more about me immersing myself in the industry
Hmm.
and learning from the industry leaders to try to help grow my own business. So now that I've kind of taken in a lot of that, I'm looking to start going more in-person stuff where I'm actually promoting my own products and not just helping others. I mean, I want to help as many people as along the way, but I also need to start pushing my products
Right.
when I go and do the stuff. So I'm doing more in-store demos and stuff like that. We did one last month in California. I'm doing one in Kansas City next month. So looking to do more of the in-store type demos so people can actually try the products for themselves, see them how I cook them, like how I intended them, and then let them kind of taste it. I think we're in a world now. Sometimes people grab a product and they're used to just mixing it with other products, right?
Right. Right.
Whereas I want people to taste my products as is, right? I want
Hmm.
them to taste them before they mix them with another product. It's kind of been embedded in a lot of people's mind that they need to mix this with this and this with this. And, I made all of my products to make them balanced. Doesn't mean that they can't be mixed with other products, but they take on their own flavor profile by themselves.
Now, did you notice? Just because I mean, I guess it depends on the retailers after during COVID and stuff like that. I know that during uh, once things kind of opened up, I know 20 and 21, this place was
Oh yeah. Lit.
crazy,
Yep.
crazy. So have you noticed
For
there's
sure.
the
Yep.
COVID swoop where it's like you're there and
Yep.
now you're kind of because everybody's getting back to work, and it was exactly like Mike was saying. It was like everybody was home, everybody was cooking, everybody had time to do stuff. They were all in here buying sausage or buying rubs or buying grills. They were buying anything they could, they had the stimulus money, so they were buying stuff, but
Yep.
you couldn't go to the restaurants really,
Yep.
except for carry out and stuff like that. So people were doing a lot of cooking at home, and so sometimes it's like a blessing. And I mean, hearing Mike say that, well, he started a little bit before pre-COVID, and then COVID hit. Well, like COVID could have been a good thing for you because it was
It was a huge thing. I mean,
yeah,
I'll say this. I don't think if COVID had happened, if we're having this conversation, really. I
yeah,
mean, that's just being honest. I think I hit a perfect storm, right? In a sense of people were at home and they were willing to try my products. That's when social media really kicked in,
mm-hmm,
because people didn't have anything to do. So they were getting engaged with social media. So if you got on social media, and just like people trying to get on social media now and trying to duplicate what some of us did in 21,
right,
20 and 21, it's hard to duplicate it, right?
right,
Because now corporate America has gotten involved in social media, right?
mm-hmm,
Corporate America has started throwing money at it left and right. So now the small business guys like me, if I can't compete at the money level, then it's harder for me to get my products
correct,
out there, you know, with them. So yeah, there's a huge difference.
yeah. No, some in the industry, as myself, COVID was either you did really really well or you did really really awful. There was really
Yep.
no
No,
middle.
I agree. I agree.
Um, and obviously, knowing a lot of people around the area here who own barbecue restaurants and that kind of stuff, COVID was not their friend.
Nope.
That's why I usually don't. Usually, it's probably the first I've ever really talked too much about how COVID was here at the store, but we actually did very well.
Oh yeah, for
Obviously, being
sure.
being an
Yep.
being an outdoor, being a garden center, being outdoor, people were buying plants. They were doing stuff to their patios. They were buying furniture. They were doing stuff. They were because
Yep.
basically your house became
Yeah, a lot of
your
people thought that
your
they were going to
sanctuary.
be that was going to be their what they were going to be doing every day of their life. The
Yeah,
way it was going.
yeah. So, well, Mike, I'll let you get back to your day. One thing before I let you go, uh, I'll give you the dates. We do have an event in June that if you're interested in
Yeah,
flying in and
definitely.
doing some stuff and
Yeah,
doing
let
some
me know the
sampling and some
dates.
tasting and some cooking, I got a date for you. I'll send it to you.
Perfect.
If you can make it, if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. If you can make it
For
worth your
sure.
while, that's great. One thing I just never want to waste anybody's time. So if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't,
No,
you
I
can't.
I
No
usually
hard feelings or
if I can fit something in my schedule, I take them up on it, and I tell people this all the time. I tell you every opportunity that's been passed my way over the last 3.5 years has led to something. Right? I don't know. I might not know what it was going into it, but it's led to something. So if I can fit it in my schedule, I'll be there for sure.
what is Mike's got this? You'll have to pick him up. I won't. I won't. I'll bet he won't use Lyft
Yeah,
anymore. What did you
right.
do to the poor? What did you do to the
Oh
poor
my
Lyft
god,
drivers?
we took a lift Saturday morning it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I ordered the lift because he couldn't get it to work on his phone. So I ordered the lift.
Yeah,
And I said, I'll be right back up. I'm going to go grab a box upstairs. I come back downstairs. He goes, I don't know if we're going to fit. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know if we're going to fit? It's just two of us. Right. So I
yeah.
go out and I'm kind of like I'm holding this box. I'm looking at the driver like, hey, can you open the trunk? You know what I mean? They usually come and open the trunk for
Yeah.
you or whatever if you have stuff. And she rolls down the window and this dog pops his head out the window.
Jesus.
And she goes, I don't know if there's room in the trunk. And I'm like, can you just open it so I can see? You know? So she opened it, and I think she had like all her clothes, and she was
Oh,
moving
Jesus.
out or something. I don't know what she was doing. Anyways, I put the box in there in the trunk. Then I go get in the back seat, and I look in the back seat, and there was a car seat, a baby in a car seat, sleeping in the back
Oh,
seat.
man.
And so she's like, "Do you mind sitting up front? Is it okay with you with the dog?" And I'm like, what the heck? So I get in the seat and it's a pug and he's like sitting on
Oh,
my lap and I'm sitting here looking at Mike like, what the heck is this? The only thing that would have made that lift ride worse is if the baby was screaming in the background.
right,
So
right. Now the question I have to ask you is because I know my good friend Mike. sometimes enjoys other people's misery as long as they're not getting hurt. Was
Right.
Mike laughing or chuckling, or was he?
I think we were both kind of just laughing inside. We were just like, she was like, I'm on my way to Dallas. I'm sorry, I'm on my way to Dallas. And I think we were both probably thinking, well, you probably should have went to Dallas and not picked us up.
And I hate to say, and there's nothing against. I love dogs, and there's nothing. If you have pugs, God bless you. I am not a pug person.
This pug was snoring like crazy, because they have a bad nasal,
yeah, it was.
issues and everything.
They're just.
Yeah.
I know everybody thinks they're so cute.
Yeah.
I don't work with them.
I feel the same way.
They just. Michelle said not worth the $20.
Yeah, no. I didn't give her a bad
know.
review or nothing like that, because I'm like, look, she's hard out.
She's hard up. She's trying the best she can, but
that's it was just not what I wanted my Uber driver to be that morning, especially because it was a pretty rough night before. So,
and Mike's saying I was babysitting and he was playing with the puppies. Nice.
Yep.
I like that. Mike, I'm surprised that you didn't take the opportunity to go live at such a great moment.
Right.
To have Mike Starr with the puppy in his lap.
Yep.
To go. This is the end of the NBBQA conference, and
right.
Mike's
it's for the
care
puppies.
Of puppies. Yeah, right. Michelle says, "Oh my, I have a video of Alan Smith." And then Mike Davis said, "Didn't have room to pull phone
right.
out." Oh yeah,
yeah. It was kind of tight in there.
Excellent. Always good time. Barbecue people always find a way to have good times with
for
a lot
sure.
Of things. Every opportunity ends up being something fun. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, Mike. Thank you for coming on. We'll have to have you on again. We'll have to see if we can find a way to get you up here in June for the grill extravaganza, because I think it would just add some fun star power to the
shoot me over the dates
lineup over here.
I'd love to come up and hang out in Chicago, especially in June, because the weather's a little nicer.
Yeah, then. a little nicer. Well, it might be 50 by then, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Every year's different. So.
Right, that's for sure.
So thank you again. These are the rubs. He's got the pork and rub, and then he's got the scorpion rub and the reaper rub. So people don't be afraid of these. If you go back and watch the show, that's probably what I'm going to probably put on Instagram and TikTok, is me tasting these rubs live.
Heck yeah!
So people can see that I won't melt away. So anyway, what is this? Oh, what does Michelle got? Save the date. Second annual Bitches of Barbecue Rib Contest, June 15th. That's the same date as my grill extravaganza. Well, maybe you'll have to move the bitch. She'll have to move the Bitches of Barbecue Rib Contest up here to Wannemakers. We'll have to do it all in one location, I guess.
Let's put it in one spot.
We can get one spot so we can get everything together. We just won't tell the village. But other than that, all right, Mike, good to see you. Let you go.
Thanks again, Steve. I appreciate it.
And hope to sell a ton of this stuff. So
heck yeah.
Thank you.
Love it. Take care.
Yep. Oh, Michelle says boys versus girls. It's my birthday. That is, June 15th is the day I dropped my pen. June 15th is also the grill extravaganza up here at Wannemaker. So maybe there's that would be kind of neat if we could find a way to make that like a joint thing. But if it's Michelle's birthday, she won't want to travel up here to Chicago to do the grill extravaganza. I look kind of sloppy today. Do I look kind of sloppy today? I look sloppy. Hood's a little bit out of the shuffle. So that was Mike Starr with Blazing Starr Barbecue. I hate to tell you, these rubs, I saw them on there. I like Mike was saying, I was staring at them all week. They were here. I've had a few people buy it. We've sold a few of them already. I was kind of looking at them like scared and nervous, and I'm just like, Reaper and Scorpion, holy cow, those are probably hot. So I put my big boy pants on today, and I said, right here in front of all you, I'm going to try these rubs to see what happens. Either I was going to burn myself to death and make a scene, or I was going to enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. They're actually great flavor. So get in here, get some of the Blazing Starr barbecue rubs and some of his Asian bang sauce. I didn't try that yet, but that sounds really good too. So Mike Starr, Blazing Starr Barbecue. I would kind of say he's still kind of small. So get in here and support him and try it out. Great. Like I said, Super Bowl this weekend. The Reaper and the Scorpion rub would be great to have on there. Switching gears a little bit to what's going on here at the store. Not a lot of new products came in, so we're pretty much the same as we are. We did get restocked on Big Wicks that came in. We went through that pretty fast. So Wes, your product went through pretty fast. Again, we do have the classes. Next one is pork and ribs. That's on February 24th. We are down to our last 6 or 7 seats. So if you really want to do this pork and rib class on February 24th, now is the time to do it because there's only about 7 seats left. So get in and signed up for that. And then again, if you're a competition person, get yourself onto the competition class with Sterling Smith and Richard Fergala. That would be Saturday, March 23rd here at Wannamakers between 10 and 3. So you can kind of do that kind of stuff. So hold on one quick second. Alrighty, sorry about that. It was a customer, actually, believe it or not, and I didn't pay him to do it, was actually asking about signing up for the Grill Master class, which is in March. So great fun class experience with Sean Young from Risky Brisket. Pork and ribs, I can tell you what, he is an awesome rib cook. I love Risky Brisket ribs. So if you want to see how he trims them up, how he seasons them, and how he preps them, and how he cooks them, he does cook on the Gateway drum, which we sell here at Wannamakers. I do love the drum cooking. That is my favorite style of cooking, only because it is quick, fast, and easy. I'm sorry. I did the big long cooks for brisket and pork shoulder, and I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't sit in one spot for that long. Trying to think of what else is going on in the area. I did go to, I think I mentioned it more on the It's All About the Barbecue network, but I did go to LaGrange Park Ace over there in LaGrange, and they had their wing competition with Scott from Stone Cold Grillers, Juan from Beach Avenue Barbecue, and the Jerkman, which I think he's from Georgia, I think. They had a little wing competition over there, and it was a great, neat, fantastic event. So I'm just going to let you guys know. I know we try to do stuff here at Wannamakers. I know we got the garden show coming up, and then we got the grill extravaganza in June. But anytime, if you're not local to Wannamakers, or even if you're a little bit away from Wannamakers, if you see a small business doing something like some kind of an event, especially if it's barbecue related, like a hardware store or something, stop in and support them. I can't say enough of how awesome that event was. Scott Grandchamp over there, who owns LaGrange Park Ace, did a fantastic job. Had everybody all dressed up in their store uniform, that they were all wearing referee uniforms for the competition, and had great places for everybody to eat and snack. And it was a People's Choice Award, and everybody was having a good old time. And I'd have to say there was probably about maybe 100 people or more in his greenhouse. So supportive of little events like that. Small businesses really appreciate that. They really appreciate you coming in. And then when you're there, just don't go there to eat the food. Take some time, look around, see what else they have, and just enjoy the fact that it's a small family business. So I'm a big supporter of supporting small businesses. So like I said, if you see something like that in your local on Facebook, head on out there and support them. It means a lot to the small business to see a crowd. And if you can, just grab 1 or 2 things. That's all it takes is to help everybody out. Someone says, good afternoon, Facebook user. Hello, good afternoon. Good to have you in there. Is it afternoon already? You know what today is? I know one thing that's the dentist. That's the next thing is the dentist. Oop, I got it flipped. I hope I'm still talking. I did mention the Wannemaker Spring Garden Show. That is coming up. It's a little bit about a month away. That is March 9th and 10th. That is a fun event. Speaking of small events for small business, get in here and support that event when it comes out. It'll be March 9th and 10th. I will have, as of right now, I think I have Fire and Smoke Barbecue is going to be coming up from Florida. Rack Masters, I think, is going to be here. I think Old Arthur's is going to be here. I have to reach out to Deuce's Wild, but Deuce usually comes. New One Whiskey Shores is going to be here. I have to reach out to Hot Diggity Hog. They're usually here doing theirs, and Steamboat Barbecue. Weber will be here demoing some of their stuff and cooking, and there will be some specials on that kind of stuff. So that's the next big event that's coming up here at Wannamakers would be the Spring and Garden Show. And then also then Mark your calendar for June 15th. That is the Grill Extravaganza, and so far, Meathead says he's going to come. I have to reconfirm with Ray Lampy. We had to wait till we get a little bit closer out to make sure his schedule's in conflict. But Dr. Barbecue Ray Lampy is going to be up here. I did get a hold of Sunny Lynn. She is going to come up here as well to do some stuff. We haven't figured out all the stuff that she's going to do, but she will be my guest this week on Thursday night on It's All About the Barbecue. Thursday night barbecue chat. Sunny Lynn will be on. It's great to have her back into the mix. She kind of disappeared there for a little bit, but she's back. She's back doing events, and that's kind of exciting, all in all. So two great events that are coming up here for Wannamakers, especially related around barbecue. Other than that, there's always the big ones like Memphis in May and all those other competitions that you can get out to and enjoy. Support your local barbecue restaurants if you can get out to them and support them. I do that quite often. I know I got the Barbecue Love Tour for It's All About the Barbecue is It's All About the Barbecue Love Tour is what I should say. And that's coming up on February 17th. That is going to be at Lexington Betty in Chicago. And we're going to be stopping over there with Dominique Leach, who's the owner of that. We're going to go over there and get some barbecue. So here at Wannamakers, we try to, or at least myself anyway, try to spread the love of barbecue just as much and as often as to and most people as we can, because I think it's fun, it's relaxing, and everybody for the most part enjoys having a good barbecue meal. Just makes you all feel good. So with that, I am going to head out. I appreciate everybody for coming on. Trying to think of who my guest is for next week, and off the top of my head, I cannot remember. I don't know why. I'm having trouble. I have them all lined up for the next 2 or 3, and I can't remember who's next week because I was really excited who it is, but I can't remember who it was. So have a great week. As always, be kind and courteous to your retail workers and service industry workers. We are doing the best we can. Damon Holter. Look at that, Michelle. You're so... I need assistance. Yes, that's right. Damon Holter from Croy Valley will be on next week. And then the week after that, I'll have Jim Taylor is going to be making his comeback from Smoky Woods. He was supposed to be on a couple weeks ago. But Damon Holter from Croy Valley is going to be on next week. It's kind of exciting. I haven't talked to Damon in a long time. So they've been up there rebuilding up that new place up there in Wisconsin. So they got a new facilities and all that other good stuff. So it's awesome. So again, as I said, be kind and courteous to retail service industry workers. They're doing the best they can with what they have, and just be kind and be patient. Things are going to start getting a little bit busier, and then just remember you are not the only one shopping, and just be patient and just be nice to everybody. Let's start spreading the love. I think we need a little bit more of that. And as always, it's our diversity, it's our differences that makes us great. Because after all, who would want to all be in a society where everybody was exactly the same? So let's be a little more kind and a little more tolerant for those who may look and act a little bit different than you do. So have a great week, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you again to Mike Starr from Blazing Star Barbecue for being on the show today. Always appreciate when everybody gives their time to spend it with little old me here at the barbecue department here in Wannamakers. And as you can see behind me, the wall is stocked, ready to go. It is going to be a warmer weekend, so let's get out and barbecue and look forward to seeing everybody. I am here this week, so get in here this weekend and let's do some shopping and let's do some cooking. So have a great week, everybody. See you next week.